we are Spill the Noodles. This is our first episode, so bear with us. You are with me, Jamie, and your favorite other co-host, Ailish.
Hi.
So we are chatting about, in a sense, parenting today, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. So first question I have for you, okay,
Yeah.
is like, first of all, let's start. Kids, do you? This weird question. Kids, kids, uh, do you want them or not?
Honestly, I don't know. Like currently, I don't like right now
Mm,
would not want them. I not interested at all. Um, in the future, I mean, like maybe, but like there's so much involved with them, and it just kind of like especially oh god, all of like the pregnancy things.
mm,
There's so much that goes along with that. There there's just it just messes up your body in so many ways. I think if I were to ever have kids, it would be like an adoption situation. I feel like that would be the best way. Because then I'm not bringing more children into our very stressful, fucked up society. And
100%.
at the same time, there you go. You now feel fulfilled in your life if that's something that you want.
Exactly, and you're giving someone without a parent or somewhere to be a home and a family in a sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I respect that. Um, so if you were to like kind of, well, I just said adopt. So let's say Ailish, at this current position, you have adopted a child. Congratulations. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
what would you like to name your child before my question?
Oh, okay.
Stephen.
That is a that is a tough question because there's so many people are naming their children like the weirdest things. Like I heard of there's a child just like named Android or something, and then there's Elon Muskrat's children. There's the what was the kid's name? Like it's X1CQ. Like it's just that's not
Yeah,
what
it's like
even
a
is that?
Pythagoras equation.
Yeah.
Can we
Well,
also can I quickly go off topic for a second?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's still on topic, but off topic of what we're about to say. Can we just clarify that Trisha Paytas has named her baby Aquaman?
Aquaman. Oh my god. No, all three of the children. I don't remember the other names, but all three of them have really odd names, and I don't get it. Also, it she truly is reincarnating Ozzy Osbourne. I feel like he's just so unhappy with his new name, and I feel for him.
Poor
Absolutely, I
guy.
do. Poor
He's
man.
the Prince of Darkness. Now he
And now
is
he's
the Prince of the
Aquaman.
Ocean.
Yeah. You know what? I guess that's not too bad. He could have downgraded a lot further.
Exactly. But he could have also upgraded heavily.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, but what about you? What names would you name your children if you were to have any?
See, I like kind of seasonal names in a sense, like winter, autumn, that kind of vibe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Um, because I'm a big sleigh like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely like on like the scale
Mm,
between really obscure names or like just really cringy weird names and like super duper basic. That's like right in the middle, maybe a little closer to basic, but like that's a good middle field, you know?
yeah. See, I am a basic bitch, as these cool kids would say.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with being a basic bitch either.
Exactly. I'm the best basic bitch going. Um,
Of course.
so your new adopted child, right?
Yes.
What at what age have you adopted it? There's there is very much a reason that I asked this, but
Okay, I'm thinking, to get the full parenting experience, let's assume that we adopted, or well, that
we,
I
I am
adopted,
a father.
yeah, that I adopted this child as like infant, not quite like newborn, but
Mhm.
small, young, very moldable minds, whatever you want to say,
Are we at
like
talking
1 years old,
stage?
maybe
Oh,
like
okay,
one,
so
two
no.
years old.
Okay, in that case, um, well, that kind of doesn't go with on uh
You can go with
scenario.
your question anyway. Let's say that the child is is older now.
Okay, your child has grown up and is able to speak. Okay, your poor Aquaman 2 has decided to ask you for let's say a phone for Christmas.
Okay.
We've not decided what age this Aquaman 2 is, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Um, what age would you kind of, in a sense, allow kind of your child to have?
Okay. So, obviously I want to protect Aquaman 2 without, you know, also isolating them from their friends and just kind of what is the social norm now because,
Yeah.
I as a child, my parents definitely went for the protect Aquaman 2 at all costs kind of route.
Mm.
And like
And now
as
you're here.
much as maybe I'm thankful for not being exposed to the entirety of the internet
Yeah.
as a child, I also feel like it's very different now than it was then. And it's maybe worse, but also at the same time, I wasn't completely isolated, even though they didn't allow me to have anything really super duper connected apart from my this super old computer that my activity would be monitored on and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
But we still grew up in a time where technology was still growing and evolving. Like we were both born before things like iPhones were super common
Mm.
or a hot commodity and just part of everybody's daily life, right?
Yeah. It
We
was more if you
still
had
went
that.
outside, biked to our friends' houses, called them through landlines, um, things like that that
Yeah.
kids growing up today would just never experience.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. Or you would.
but
I mean, I would never ever do this, Mister Spotify man. But or you would back in like you've grown up a little bit now, right? Um, and you would tell a little fib, get yourself on to the Facebooks and add up your friend and message them there. It wasn't really you were rocking like an iPhone 16. At most, you were
yeah,
rocking like an iPod Nano type vibe.
yeah, and the internet definitely. I mean, like it wasn't what it is today now.
Mhm.
At least when we were kind of growing up, still like we had access to a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like it's so much easier to just get access to so much today. And so I feel like if I were to give Aquaman 2 a phone,
Yeah.
um, I think, there I think we'd have to go down the like parental controls route.
Mhm.
Just and like I don't think that they should be getting a phone before like the age of maybe like 12, 13, because I feel like that's when everybody else starts to get phones as well,
Yeah.
for things like buses as well. Um, but it's so crazy to me how there is like 5-year olds that just have their own phones and have completely unrestricted access to everything. Like,
Yeah. And
that's so insane.
here's a little story about me the other day. So me and Tilda, for people who don't know it there, Tilda's my partner, and we were on the bus, right? There was someone I if I had to guess, 7, right?
Okay,
They
yeah.
had an iPhone 16 Pro Max,
Oh,
which is like bigger than the size of their hand and head combined. And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay. might be their mum's. Her mum then pulls out her phone and goes on a call, and I was like, "Wait, surely it can't be." And then I heard her say something about, "Make sure not to drop your phone, it's new." And I was like, "Excuse me?" That's like a
Oh
very,
my god.
very expensive phone. Like,
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm on a iPhone 16 Pro, and that was a good, I think it was 1,000 or something like that, and it's expensive, and that was obviously just a treat to myself. 'Cause I was like, "Okay, cool, I've worked hard. Well, I'll get myself one."
Holy. Yeah, sorry, just sidetrack here. In Canadian, $1,500. Holy crap.
Is that for the 16 or Pro Max?
That's 16 Pro. So I
Yeah,
can imagine the Pro Max must be even more
that's
expensive
got to
than
be at
that.
least 2,000, if not more.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
crazy.
but that's, yeah, it's mental. Yeah, so yeah, no, I to kind of get back to your point as well. I think I'd agree. Probably like 12, 13, because also if they're
Yeah.
just, that will probably be yeah, they'll be out with your friends before then, like playing, but that's when they'll probably still be playing in the street or their friends are coming over.
Mhm.
Whereas at 12, 13, they're gonna want to go out to like the park, like again,
Yeah.
20 minutes
Or the
away.
mall
Yeah.
or the arcade,
Or
whatever it
even
is, yeah.
their other friend's house. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, and keeping in contact with them is always, is going to make you feel safer, but also, make sure that they are safe in general.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, no, I think I agree with your point. Um, yeah, although,
I like, from my own part or sorry.
no, no, go ahead, go on, go on.
From my own personal experience, I feel like if you wait any later than that,
Hmm.
that's when they start to get socially isolated. Like, for me, people were starting to get, like, their iPods and stuff, I think by 6th grade, so they were probably 10, 11
Hmm.
when they first started popping up. Now, obviously, I don't think that, again, that they had the same internet access that uh, iPhones do now and such. They definitely had more limited functions to them. But even still, it's not like they were that limited. Um, but, I you know, if I had got mine any later than when I did, which I think was probably about 13, 14 years old, I got it Christmas of grade 8.
Hmm.
So I think I would have been 13 or 14.
Okay, right,
Um,
yeah.
but like even having that, it allowed me to text my friends and to be able to contact them outside of calling their house and hoping that I get through to them.
Yeah.
But I think like an important part that we need to think about as well is things like social media,
Mhm.
because I wasn't allowed social media the entirety of my teenage years. I did not have it, had no access to it, um, unless I wanted to lose my phone forever. Um, and even that was super isolating. Now, I don't know if we should be giving 13-year-olds social media access necessarily, but maybe like I feel like companies need to create an app, kind of like how Facebook did, right? Where they have Facebook Messenger for kids or whatever it's called, um, that allow kids to have that feeling of social media without them having all of the repercussions necessarily and the exposure to things that they shouldn't be exposed to at such a young age.
Yeah, well, I saw an ad for something the other day, which, and and again, it I've never seen it be used or whatever, so it could be horrendous. But there's now an app, right? I can't really remember the name of it, so I will figure that one out for even the next episode as open out. But it's basically is Instagram, right? So it's
Oh
the
yeah, okay.
whole same layout, but it's not filled with the other users. It's just completely AI who will like your photos that you post
Aw,
and like comment and whatever. Which, yes, might sound like a good idea at first,
yeah,
but realistically, if someone hacks that or does whatever,
yeah,
the comments that could be getting sent to what I would assume as kids' first kind of social media is could be absolutely horrendous, if not worse than what
yeah,
some people would say.
yeah. I think, I feel like that would also start leading into some of the issues of people developing uh, connections or emotional attachments to AI.
Mhm.
Um, like how, you might have seen a little bit with, incel culture, how there's a lot of apps and stuff coming out that are just simulators of women that people then talk to and create these emotional connections with and truly kind of believes that these women are real when it's just AI.
Yeah. Well, I remember seeing something that there was a guy who his family got kind of worried about him, if I'm not wrong. So they went over to kind of check in on him. Turns out his AI girlfriend, wife, whatever they had kind of, well, he had set it as, he got to somehow break up with them,
Oh,
which,
oh yes.
and
She
then,
broke up with him. The AI did because he was treating her poorly. I think if this is the same story that you were.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then I can't remember if it was family or friend or something, but someone wanted to check in on him because of them being upset. Um,
Yeah.
so it's a bit, yeah. Okay, I think moving on to the next kind of section would probably be a good point now.
Yeah.
'Cause we spoke about Aquaman and other things.
Aquaman 2 and all of the implications that technology would have on it.
Exactly. Poor Aquaman. He's difficult little man.
Poor kid.
Okay, I believe you have a fun little story to tell us.
Okay, yes. So, speaking of childhood
Mhm.
and, all of the wonderful childhood experiences that we have with technology and video games especially,
Yes.
um, all of my me being the sheltered child I never got to experience any of the games such as Webkins or Club Penguin or Moshi Monsters, Movie Star Planet, all of those kinds of games. I never really got to experience them.
Can I
But
quickly ruin your fun?
yes.
I've played every single one, but until you put this into our scripture, I genuinely didn't know webkins was actually a thing.
Yeah, no, it was a big thing too, and I just kind of missed out on it completely. But yeah, what I did miss out on though was McDonald's version of like this whole, like, you could call it a fad because it was like a whole trend of
Okay.
every company possible, coming out with toys that you can then put in online for your online game. So McDonald's had a world. I feel like it was called McWorld or
Oh my god.
McLand, something like that. McWorld
McWorld.
sounds right. Um, Dude, I was absolutely obsessed with that, and I became very like self-aware of my obsession and and like my inability to stop playing the game. And so one day I had enough of myself and I changed my McWorld password to a bunch of random letters. And then an hour later, I realized what a horrible mistake I had just made because I had put like days worth of
Oh my
time
god.
into this game. Like
Into
I had a
McWorld.
lot of stuff and I was never able to access it again. And it is obviously closed down, does not exist anymore. I will forever remain so sad over the fact that I lost all of my McWorld progress because I wanted to stop myself from being a McWorld addict.
Just so you didn't go absolutely insane, I can completely confirm for you that the game was called McWorld.
My god, it was? Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
memory's so good.
According
Oh, I'm so
to
proud.
according to a Reddit post I found here, it was a McDonald's MMO, and it was called McWorld. There is apparently gameplay that is attached to this post, and I'm really
Yeah.
intrigued.
No, it was like an actual I don't remember much beyond, like, my house that I had, and I was really proud of it 'cause I had a bunch of really good shit in my house.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, it was like a fully developed game. Obviously, I was a child, so probably don't have the best instincts on, like, what it was actually like, how good it actually was, but I remember it being, like, a very good game. Probably wasn't, but I feel like, if I played it for that long, it must have been not awful.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, I don't know about you, but I spent thousands, if not millions of hours on Club Penguin. That game, it was pretty good to be fair, but it was not fantastic.
Yeah, I only saw a little bit of gameplay, um, maybe, like, oh god, it probably was, like, 8 or 9 years ago at this point. I feel old.
Wait, so have
But,
you ever played it?
no, I watched my friend play it very briefly because I told him I'd found one of his I think they're called Puffles, right?
Yes.
And I was like, "Oh, what's this? It's so cute." And he was like, "That's from Club Penguin. Have you never played that before? Do you know what that is?" I was like, "Dude, I've, like, vaguely heard of it. Nothing beyond that." And so then he showed me Club Penguin, but obviously this was, like, way after it was kind of dead, so wasn't really much to show. But yeah, no, I've never actually played it myself.
Well, can I intrigue you with one more thing? So, as
Of
much
course.
as Club Penguin is very much shut down now and no longer a thing, rest in peace to my Puffles and the thousands of pounds that I have spent into that game. But well, I mean, I was a child, so thank you, mother and father, for buying me VIP so I could get myself a rainbow puffle. That was the greatest thing that I've ever had in my life. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, uh, just a fun little thing. I don't know if it is still up, but not that long ago. I'm talking like maybe couple weeks ago, if not months ago. Someone well, it happened ages ago, but I kind of only discovered it not long ago. Someone has rewrote every single line of code for Club Penguin, and it is out now. Like it's to my knowledge, it is still a thing. It is classed under like Club Penguin rewritten or something.
I don't know if this is the same thing or perhaps a different thing, but that is actually a great segue into another thing that I found about Club Penguin
Oh
and like a whole scandal that kind of went with it.
my god, I also
Um,
have a scandal to share. That's
oh
quite
my
fun.
god, what a scandalous day. Um, so so this was during COVID times, so it may very well be a separate thing. Um, but someone had created a Club Penguin fan game, which was supposed to be the same thing, just some rewrite of Club Penguin. But it was a fan game, obviously not the real thing.
Yeah.
The issue was that it did not really have any sort of chat filters or any
Oh
sort of gameplay filters, anything like that. And so it very quickly got overrun with people saying racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, sexual messages. Just all of those lovely things.
mm,
Um, and so it very quickly got shut down by Disney, who apparently owns Club Penguin. Did not know that one. Um, but yeah, that's
I
super fun.
I remember
Penguin
reading something
e-sex
about
was a
that.
thing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair. Not what I thought
There
was
are
going to be said.
screenshots of penguins not wearing anything. So they're nude penguins saying, "Who wants to send me nudes?" and gangbang. And there's just a circle of penguins on that second one.
For the viewers over on YouTube, I will be putting some visuals up for you. That will not be one of them. So, um,
uh, you could always, for the YouTube people, I'm sure we'll be able to share this. It's a screenshot, another one that's included in this article, uh, of someone saying, "Your mama ain't love you" in Club Penguin.
your mama ain't love you.
Yeah, "Your mama ain't love you" as an example of the toxic community on Club Penguin.
I'm loving the reenactment that's
Uh,
going on here too. Your mama ain't love you.
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's exactly what it says.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
to be fair, I would cry if I was a child and someone said that to me.
Oh, easily. Like, poor Aquaman too. It's just decided to rock
I
onto
know,
Club
he's
Penguin,
having
be
such a rough
written,
childhood.
and now Trisha Paytas, number
Yeah,
two, i.e. you, doesn't doesn't love him.
yeah. I'm sorry, Aquaman too. I just wasn't that invested in your existence.
The name got me. All those adventures into the ocean. Where did you go all these years? You disappeared for 3 years and now suddenly got to buy you a phone.
Yeah. Okay, but I need to hear about the scandal that you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, right, Moshi Monsters. That was a subject we just had a second ago.
Yeah,
That is
another one of those popular games.
exactly. So, whether you know or not, Moshi Monsters was unfortunately shut down. Rest in peace to Diablo, that my boy. That was the monster of choice every single time I played that and had a new account. Um,
Unfortunately, never played that one either, but rest in peace, Moshi Monsters. I do remember it
so
existing.
this year they put up some posts after however many years on TikTok insinuating that it was coming back,
Oh, okay.
getting everybody excited. Everybody was loving their life, and me included, because the content that you could get from that, wonderful. Um,
Yeah.
it was going to be absolutely fantastic. They then come out with a Kickstarter link after people have been waiting
Mm.
for a month, and it was something ridiculous. I'll go get it up. Um, but they were looking for well too much money for them to bring it back. So for them to bring back, just saying by the way, they have raised £164,000,
Holy crap. Okay.
333 at this current moment in time.
That's
So
crazy.
yes, they put all this out basically being like, I would like, well, we're going to bring this back. The whole entire thing was, we're bringing this back no matter
Yeah.
what. It will come back. So they then decided to go and drop this Kickstarter. They are asking for a ridiculous amount of money to get it back, and obviously it was a computer game before it got shut down. Um,
Mhm.
they are now also thinking of bringing it to console, which fair. That for the
Yeah.
current time is quite a good kind of
Yeah,
way to get
that
more
would make
people in
sense.
and all that. They are wanting. Okay, so it's not actually telling me, but from what I remember, it was like 2.5 million or something.
Oh my god. That's a
Um,
lot.
exactly. And that's not for it to fully be finished. That's just so it comes back to like computer. But what's going to make
Yeah.
this even worse, from what people were, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't read too much into it. Um, I read into it, but I didn't read well too much into it when it came out.
Mhm.
So what people were saying, who the wonderful people of TikTok and everything else, who decided to spend hours of their really wasted time of reading this, um, said that basically it's not gonna be the Moshi Monsters we know and love at all. It's a very
Aw.
much modern, weird version of it, and they're wanting well too much money. Like I say, it's on 160,000 now. I think it was 250,000 that they wanted to actually start working on it, like to get it anywhere, like
Huh.
planning or anything. So they spent a good while kind of hyping this up, getting everyone excited just for them to then go, well, actually, I don't think that's a I don't think we can really do any of this without 2.5 mil or whatever it is. It is very much in the millions for it to come back even a little bit to how it was to being on computer. I remember it's in the millions.
That's just
And
so insane.
exactly. And I if I can I find it before the end of this episode, I will 100% let you know how much it is. But the way it's kind of running at the moment, I can't find anything else on it, which is making me believe, and this is just me kind of assumptions now.
Speculating.
Yes,
Yeah.
that because they were getting so much hate for it, that they've removed it from like their
Mm,
thing.
mhm.
I know that this is just one TikTok post I see, but it had a good little bit of likes, and like I say, I will try find this as well. Um, but somebody has very much reported the Kickstarter because they were upset about it not coming back, how they remember it. So they decided to completely just um report it so it could get shut down and never come back for anyone since they didn't want anyone to get it in a sense.
Honestly, that's so valid of them though. But like the fact that they're trying to ask for literal millions to start this, like I'm sorry, this is not like Moshi Monsters was not $1 million production.
Mm,
There's no way. And like it's a Kickstarter. The point is the money kickstarts the program. I have seen absolutely gorgeous games with very, very low Kickstarters. Like it's obvious that if you actually want to start something and you truly intend to, and you put in the time for it and you get the right people, like it doesn't take millions of dollars. And like they don't need to put out some absolutely perfect game first try either. Like people just want that taste and nostalgia, and they can slowly work on it after sending out their, you know, beta version of the game and improving it over time,
mm.
like all games do.
Well, I have just found some brand new information whilst I was
Oh,
reading about
okay.
whilst we were doing things. So, according to their update on June 27th of this year on their Kickstarter, and this is now changing my speculation a little bit into a new speculation of they've removed it because they put this out. So, according to this, they're going to be bringing back Moshi Monsters on both PC and mobile in May 2027 as part of their core Kickstarter goal, with playable early
Mm,
access on both PC and mobile from July 2026 for their early access supporters. So early access supporters are getting it a year early.
okay.
Um, but I am intrigued to see, what do you
Yeah.
think? Because they've got like little packages that you can get for supporting them, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that on like other Kickstarters. Yeah.
Mhm. What do you think the highest price one is?
Oh God, I'm gonna have to say in the thousands. Going based off of how this story's gone, I'm gonna say, yeah, probably about $1,000, $2,000.
Okay, 5,000
Holy!
is their highest one, and you get absolutely nothing basically. You get to design a Moshi Monster store, and you get your name in the credits, and a couple codes, and then Discord stuff with early access on top. Nothing exciting. And then
Solely.
the other one is the exact same, but you get to design a Moshi Monster itself. I it's saying Moshling here, so I assume that's what it's called. But I have
That one's at least, like, a little cool, like, getting
yeah.
to or was that, like, something you could always do? I have
No,
no
no.
idea what Moshi Monsters was like.
So
It's
for context for you, there was the way it worked before was you kind of chose a pre-made monster and just changed the color and stuff, chuck holes in it,
okay,
let
okay.
kids pick out. Now they're saying you can design a monster to then do all that. So you get to
Okay.
design one of the pre-made ones. Um, but I have more to add on to the scandal before we move on.
Ooh, okay.
So they reached their goal of the first 250,000 or whatever it was within the first week of it being out.
Okay.
But the reason the but is there is because technically they didn't. An actor, they never revealed which one it was. So I'm afraid I can't give you any more information
Darn.
than an actor. An
Okay.
actor submitted hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fake donations so they would hit their goal so quickly and get everyone really excited. That obviously never happened as they were all fake. So they
So
then had to reset
fucked.
everything. So I also wonder, and again, more speculation. So, but I also wonder if they maybe accidentally removed one or two original peoples. You know what I mean? Because what if yeah, a lot of them will be obvious as spot. Because if you get like I don't know, £200,000 worth of donations from like the same address or whatever,
Yeah.
fair. That's fair enough. But one or two of them have got to accidentally have been deleted. I refuse to believe
Yeah.
that mm, it's not somewhat been accidentally removed because that's not me saying they're being careless or anything. That's just saying I don't think no matter how much hard work and effort you put into that, there will never be some sort of human error.
Yeah.
There's always going to be human error in anything you do, whether it's a big thing or a small thing. And I don't see how that's gonna really help. But yeah, whilst I let you speak about the next point, I'm gonna see if I can find the original kind of um goal list that they had set up.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So, um, oh gosh, talking about Club Penguin, and that whole scandal had kind of reminded me of something else that can also tie back into like unrestricted internet access and children and Aquaman 2, and his poor upbringing. Um, but uh, there was a game on Roblox that I used to play a lot called, oh gosh, I think it was called Meep City. I
Oh,
think.
okay. And again, I will back you up. It is 100% called Meep City. I
Okay.
never fully played it. I played it every once or twice when I got bored.
Yeah, so I went into the deep, dark underbelly, as you might call it, of Meep City.
Oh,
So it had this mode. or not mode, but you could make parties, and random people could come and visit your house if you started a party there. Um, and you could go join other people's parties. It was a social feature.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be sweet, a way to show off your house and have other players come see it. It very, very quickly turned into a I feel like the best, easiest way, which is also the most crass way of putting it, is it turned into a bunch of orgies for underage children and
Oh,
probably a
okay.
bunch of creeps as well. Yeah. Um, so pretty much every single party that you would go to, there would be people e-dating, having e-sex, all of that stuff. And I feel like that definitely was a part of why I don't know if they still have the party function anymore.
Mhm.
Um, but I know that Roblox got in trouble, I think, anyway. I don't haven't actually like properly looked this up, but I
Mhm.
believe I heard somewhere that Roblox got in trouble, or there were at least a lot of really angry parents about it once they started finding out about what all was going on in Meep City, because there's also like 5-year-old children that play that game. And
Yeah.
for them to now be exposed to all of those really vulgar grown-up thoughts that they should never be seeing, like not for a long time, for them to now see all that stuff, it's just, yeah, it was a thing. um and it reminded me of the whole Club Penguin thing as well, because it was like, oh, that that was just something that used to happen on that game, and there were other games that were like that too. I used to be really into the whole like role play side of Roblox and all of those kinds of games. And
Yeah.
so yeah, pretty much all of them had that stuff going on in the background.
Yeah. Well, there was a game I used to play. I can't remember the full title of it, but I remember the um oh no, wait, I think it was called Response Liberty County or something. And it was
Oh yeah,
on Roblox. I got the early access for it because, and again, I'm always kind of like the roleplay aspect of games and kind of
yeah.
interacting with people, etc. Um, so I got it, and I was cool with that. But there'd be the odd time someone would be like wanted or whatever, and then it would be like, okay, cool, and then they released the SWAT pass. So you could, if they were wanted and they had a house, you could kind of break down the door, go and arrest them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I never got this, but and again, TikTok, that's where we get all of our 100% valid information that is never
Of
fabricated.
course.
Um, but somebody posted it of them showing off the new pass and breaking down a door. When they did that, they
Oh god.
obviously did the usual, like, oh god, indeed. They went, did the usual kind of sweep the house that way. And
Yeah.
then it's the same as kind of what you did, what you were saying, not what you did. I would be very concerned. Um, and they went into the room, the bedroom in the house, whilst doing a sweep of it, and there were just people having e-sex on it,
Yeah.
in the bed, and it was like this whole entire like SWAT team, obviously, because with a big update like that, you expect a lot of players on and getting it.
Yeah.
So they released it. There was a big like SWAT team, maybe 6 people, crashing into this room, and then they were just doing it dirty on the bed, and it was yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Related to that, um, I have my own kind of experience of that. Um,
oh wait, would
not
would we
no, it
like to
wasn't
know
me. I
anyway?
wasn't the one. I swear. But I got Roblox. I think I made my account in 2017. So I think I would have been 11, 12 years old, something like that. Somewhere around that age. Anyway, So, we're like just starting to learn about sex education and things like that, but it's
Mhm.
not really like it's super on any of our minds. Like we're still kids at that age. We're not gross, disgusting adults yet. But anyway, uh, I was like very new to Roblox and everything, and I found this game. And it was again one of those role play games, but it also had the police aspect to it, which was something that I really liked. I wanted to be a police officer for a long time.
Oh no,
Anyway,
same. So I highly respect that. And
yeah,
just
yeah.
before I interrupt your story, and we don't get too sidetracked, I also kind of have two quick things to say. One is just being
Oh,
completely
okay, yeah.
sidetracked, but the other one is in our little article channel on the Discord. I had
Yes.
put in that whole entire goals of the Moshi Monster stuff.
Ooh, okay.
So it turns out it's 2 million for the computer version.
2 million. Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's
instead of
crazy.
2.5, but yeah. And this is me just the autism coming out. Do you remember back in the day, right? This is me now sounding old. Do you remember back in my day when Roblox used to have that really chunky in the way cursor?
Ooh, I might, but honestly, the most I remember about like old Roblox would be ticks. Because I was really close to
Oh,
having
I love
enough
ticks.
ticks to like get something cool, and then they removed it, and I was real salty about that, and I'm still kind of salty about that.
See, this one thing I loved about ticks wasn't the fact that um personally, I think ticks were cooler, but that's a personal
Oh yeah,
opinion. I liked the aspect of working towards something and
yeah.
being able to get it, and you didn't have to spend
Any
quite a
money or
lot of
anything?
money to make your
Yeah,
person look wonderful. You could literally just play for like a good few hours, get like I don't know what they were back then, but like say 50 ticks, get yourself a fun little hairstyle. Like and they still
yeah.
had the aspect of you could pay if you wanted and didn't want to work for it. So they have both aspects, which I get now they're trying to make more modern, but it's a bit I prefer ticks.
Now everything is just kind of slowly moving towards pay to win because
Mhm,
companies all want money and they're all kind of greedy dickheads.
exactly. Anyway, I will let you carry on with your point because we are very
Yes.
much running out of time here.
It was just like a little story. I got exposed like about children and access to that stuff and how like it really needs to be monitored more because I had exposed to that when I was like 11 or 12. I was just trying to be a cool policeman. I really wanted to be a policeman. And they didn't really have like women characters on Roblox. Like they didn't look very good anyway.
Mhm.
So I had a little man character and I was playing my little policeman role. And some lady was like, "Oh, I'll be your wife." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I've got a wife now." And then and then she was like, "Come to the bedroom, honey. It's time for us to go to bed." And then she proceeds to like put on this Roblox like clothing that makes her look naked. Like it had details. And I was just so shocked because like I was young enough that this wasn't really a thing for us yet, like beyond just some basic sex ed. Didn't really
Yeah.
know what all I was looking at and being exposed to. I was like, "Oh, the, she's just Mickey. She don't got no clothes on. Where your clothes at?" You know,
She's
I
just got
was,
some
I
fun
was,
circles on her chest.
I was so shocked, and like I feel like that's not something that we should be exposing kids to, even though I was definitely, on the more grown side. So at least then it wasn't like I was thoroughly traumatized. I was just kind of like, oh, that happened. Okay. And then I moved on with my life. But like, it's just we should be purposefully creating scenarios where younger kids, or not purposely, but uh,
Purposely making these wonderful scenarios. Ailis would like to make
no,
these a
no,
thing.
no, 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 no. No, but we gotta protect the children and make sure that they're
Protect
not
them
getting
kids,
too
man.
fucked up by the internet.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And that kind of and again goes back to the um first kind of point. that we
Yeah.
have made of not really letting have nope, not really letting them have the I'm keeping that in because it was quite funny. Um,
It was.
not really letting them have access too young because they're getting exposed to random shit like this, and it's a bit
Yeah.
um
It's like Bo Burnham's, song about the internet, like, it truly is
yeah,
just a place where you can see everything, and you should not be able to see everything as a child, or really ever, but, at least you're an adult, you can go to therapy and deal with it.
yeah. See, as an adult, you have, in my opinion, you have a lot more. Well, you've obviously developed a bit more, so you have
Mhm.
the kind of, in a sense, mental state of being able to tell yourself, "Mm, something might happen here. I'm not going to do it." Whereas if you're a kid and it's like, "Oh, look, the shiny colors, people run," you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna go, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do this shit." Um, but yeah, so just because we are very much struggling for time now, I am gonna quickly and very swiftly move us on to the last point, which and again ties in with the first, second point ish of per Aquaman 2, right? Is getting brought back
Yeah,
out.
per my hypothetical child,
Yeah.
Aquaman 2, for
w-
anybody who hasn't heard of him.
So Aquaman 2. Uh would you let little Aquaman have, well, just because his name's Aquaman, I'm gonna start with this. Would you let little Aquaman have a fish?
Okay, so here's my thoughts with children and pets, right? I think a fish would be a good way to teach them to look without touching things and to have kind of that patience and that ability to restrain oneself from touching things that they may really want to touch because dude as a child I really just wanted to pick up some fish. But like, being able to look at the fish without ever picking them up taught me to not pick up the fish and to appreciate things with my eyeballs and that I don't need to touch everything.
Mm,
Um, talking about children and pets in general, I feel like people need to be really careful with children and pets because as much as things like the hamster horror death stories are maybe funny, the more you kind of think about the fact that there are very few hamsters who have died normal, just, got old and died kind of deaths
yeah.
and have died horrible, gruesome, awful deaths that, like, if a dog were to experience the same death, people would be horrified, people would be livid. But because it's a hamster, everybody's kind of numb to the fact that maybe we shouldn't be allowing children to have hamsters because we should not be allowing any pet to be drop kicked across a room or squished by a fridge or put in the microwave. I did actually see somebody tell that story about
Oh my
how they
god.
microwaved their hamster.
Did
Um,
you uh, sorry to cut you off, but did you also see there was a thing I saw, and it's absolutely outrageous, but it's funny, and it shouldn't be funny. But there's a band advert of it. I think it was, maybe, don't quote me on this, but I think it might have been a glasses ad or something. He basically, the whole concept is he's just laid down a carpet, right? In a
yeah.
room, and he's looking at it, and he's kind
Oh,
of, you know where I'm going with this, and he's
mhm.
kind of looking for like what seems to be our glasses or a pack of cigarettes is what the insinuation would be for me. And then this mum comes in and goes, "Oh wow, what amazing work!" And then, no, wait, sorry, just before she comes in, he sees a lump on the floor. So he thinks, "Oh, I've accidentally, lifted the carpet a bit, and now there's a thing." So he stamps this carpet down and smushes it into the floor to make sure it's now flat. The mum comes in and goes, "Wow, this is a kind of wonderful thing. You've done such a great job." And then this child of about 6 or 7 goes, "Mummy, have you seen my hamster?" And he just looks at the same spot, which has now got a little blood pool in the carpet.
Yep.
And oh, I was traumatized, but I've laughed
I
so
know.
hard.
I know. That's I have seen that commercial. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. And that pretty much sums up every person's experience with hamsters, and, like, I feel so bad with for them, you know, because like, they shouldn't be subject to that, and yet people kind of it's been, like, socially accepted that, you know, hamsters get treated really awful because, you know, they're a child's first pet, so, of course, the kid has to learn how to treat hamsters okay, but, like, we shouldn't be allowing kids to just murder a whole bunch of hamsters in really horrible ways for them to learn how to be decent human beings towards pets and animals, you know?
Exactly. And like, as much as it's funny, but it shouldn't be funny. If I was in that line of work, okay, and obviously you're not aware of a hamster being kicking about, you
Mhm.
would, if you see a little lump in the floor, you go, "Oh, that was my mistake. Let's see if we can stamp it out, kind of flat it out before they see it and go, I don't want to give you money for a shit job." It
Yeah.
is very valid, but also,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so yeah, well, like you say, a fish, Aquaman, you're good. You swim with them anyway, you can have one.
Yeah.
And then,
Hamster, maybe a bit less so.
yeah, what? Okay, so we kind of went over, in a sense, basic animals such as cats, dog, fish, hamsters, fucking gerbils, whatever. What would you say about more exotic animals? Like, let's go bearded dragon.
Okay, so to go kind of away from the idea of children and just towards more like what I would personally be interested in, I would fuck with some reptiles, dude. Oh, oh my god. I absolutely adore so my friend actually had a bearded dragon and I don't remember what kind of gecko she had, but she had one of each as two of her pets and I loved them both so much. And I've recently come across this lady on TikTok who has she's a whole bunch of different reptiles, but her page is mostly full of her three frogs. I don't remember all their names, but I do remember two of them. So one of them is called Kiwi, one of them is called Coco, and I don't remember the third guy's name, but he's like the most rambunctious out of the three frogs. And whenever it's feeding time, they'll immediately start like attacking the glass, you know, like jumping on the glass. And then when she opens the glass, they'll start jumping on her phone or like trying to eat her fingers and stuff. And I love how goofy they are. And I would be so happy to have some pet frogs or pet geckos or even a snake. I know people are scared of snakes, but honestly, they're so cool and they're also kind of cute.
See,
Hot take.
valid, right? Snakes, I love the look of, but I don't know if I would get one. But bearded dragons, geckos, all that lot, I
Yeah.
really want one. We have been trying to convince my mother to allow us to get a bearded dragon for years. It's not
Oh,
happened yet, but I am convinced one day it will happen.
we gotta like make it like a PowerPoint slideshow of all the reasons as to why getting one would be amazing.
Exactly. Number
And like
one.
fill it with cute pictures of them or something.
Exactly. Let's get one of one smiling.
Yes, and in like a bunch of little costumes and stuff. Surely that would make her that would make
Exactly.
her break.
Even, I'll keep it in my room. She doesn't have to see it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, to be honest with you, unless you have anything else to say, I think that is all we really have time for today,
yeah.
to be
I
honest with
think
you.
that kind of wraps it up pretty nicely. Ended on a
Exactly.
good note about cool reptiles.
Started off with Aquaman 2 getting adopted and then shipped away.
Ended.
Then he
Yep,
came back and now we're on Cool Reptiles.
yep. Ending with Aquaman 2 getting some nice cool reptiles as his pets.
Heck yeah. Aquaman 2 is living the dream now.
He is having a good life.
Well, we'll see you in episode 2, I guess.
See ya!